For me, it's a very busy week this week. And on top of that, the lodestone over at FF14 has just made it a little bit busier. Let's talk about everything that was just kind of dropped, as well as a few things I've been kind of ignoring, but we're here. We might as well talk about it. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping first. First off, patch 6.58 is coming soon. They've already given us a date on that. We'll get to that in a bit. But with that, as I suspected, there was, in fact, going to be a new season of Crystalline Conflict coming out. A season is not a series. I repeat, a season is not a series. A season is not a series. A season is not a series. Your series battle pass is not resetting. You do not need to go out and panic do a ton of PvP and then suffer from hypernatremia as your blood salt level rises to lethal levels to go ahead and fill up that battle pass. You do not need to do that. You will most likely not need to do that probably until Dawn Trail. You've got, you know, at least another 3 months. At minimum, another 3 months to do that. But you should probably get in a little bit here and there. Do it a little healthily. But in any case, this means new PvP changes. I was expecting that anyway. And also your rank in Crystalline Conflict's gonna reset if you care about that. But if you care about that, then you go do you. I'm not gonna tell you how to PvP. I can barely PvP. Next up, the meat of today. That is actually the combination seasonal event of Little Ladies Day and Hatching Tide. They are literally mixing White Day and Easter into one seasonal holiday. I thought it was kind of weird because when was White Day? White Day, which is what that's my prep for the podcast later. There we go. When was White Day? Yeah, that was March 14th. Oh, hey, it starts on White Day. So they're not missing White Day. In fact, they're oddly enough, funnily enough, they are catching both holidays in this because it's starting literally on White Day and then ending just after Easter. So they are at least catching both. I don't know why they didn't just end one right before Easter, start the Easter one right at the start of that, just had them both right there. It's a little bizarre, but they're doing Little Ladies Day and Hatching Tide. Like I said, a combination of White Day and Easter. White Day, for those who don't know, because I had to go look this up myself. On Valentine's Day, it's usually apparently, I'm trying to remember if I get this right. In Japan, it is the girl getting the guy gifts for Valentine's Day, and then on White Day, it's turnabout. It's the guy getting gifts for the girl, or something along that line, I think. Somebody correct me very angrily and then make me feel incredibly ignorant. That would be great if you could just make a way bigger deal about it than it normally is, but I digress. So that's how that is all corresponding. But of course, you look at this banner, which, by the way, beautiful banner. Where's the combination? If it's a combination day, how in the flying flock is this actually a combination day? Because, you know, we got Easter, 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 Easter. A whole lot of pink, which I guess you could consider Little Ladies Day. But, you know, that's also very Easter. But I mean, pink is a very spring color anyway. So it's just like, you know, whatever. I'm so glad my music ended when I told it to loop. That was super cool of it and totally not distracting at frickin' all. Oh, this is why you don't record first thing in the morning. You know what? Here, we'll do this one since it's actually appropriate. Anyway, unfortunately, I don't have Little Ladies, the Little Ladies Day theme in my thing. So, like, the banner's kind of odd. It looks like Hatching Tide's just straight up taking this over. And in a North American market, we don't really care because we don't have White Day, like, at all. The concept of White Day is foreign to us. Literally. But they're a JP company. This is bizarre. Like, is White Day just not that big a day in Japan? But in any case, maybe maybe it is supposed to be the sakura flowers. They're supposed to be very reminiscent of White Day, and the little flower lay thing going on here with the Gobu is also supposed to be very White Day. It's hard to tell. It really is. But this is going to be starting in Old Gridania. I actually can't remember where White Day normally, the Little Ladies Day normally starts in Ul'dah, doesn't it? Oh man, Ul'dah's just getting, you know what? For someone who has a character in Balmung, the less I have to go to Ul'dah, the better. So, anyway. That was a terrible loop. Anyway, it's going to be starting in Old Gridania. Like, look at the picture. Wasn't a hint enough that frickin' Hatching Tide took over this event. This should tell you right here. The decorations is what's going to be a little weird. Okay. Because some cities are going to have White Day or Little Ladies Day. Other cities are going to have Hatching Tide. They're showing us that Ul'dah is going to have the, I keep calling it White Day, Little Ladies Day decorations up. And then Gridania is going to have Hatching Tide. Limsa Lamensa and the city's residence districts will be decorated according to a schedule. The first section of it will have the Ladies Day decorations, and then the latter half will have the Hatching Tide decorations. They're trying to split it, and your only reward here for this combined event is going to be a Gobu with flowers, which, for those who are not in for FF14 history, I know this is going to look incredibly weird and very confusing as to why, but man, this makes me unreasonably happy as someone who has been like kind of deep entrenched in looking back and reminiscing about how things were back in 1.0. This is actually kind of funny, the fact that we now have this Gobu. I'm just imagining like a wall of these Gobu just like defending a city, just like looking upon an angry horde, just going, am I pretty? Actually, let's get some voice filter on that. Am I pretty? Say I'm pretty. Ah! I'm pretty. I should not record these this early in the morning. At least I'm not tired. So that's going to be going on. Here's what I'll say about this. All right. I think this is kind of lazy. I think there's no reason it couldn't have been 2 events. And I swear there better be an announcement on April 1st of there being another event immediately after this. Because if there's a gap where you could have gotten the 2 events in, and this is clearly just an attempt to cop out and only have 1 reward, after you went ahead and put out a store mount, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. That comes off as lazy and greedy. In other good news though, getting off from that, we'll get to the store mount though. In other news, though, the Xbox Series is now getting a release date for when they can start joining us on the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, which will in fact have a free trial on the Xbox, including the award-winning expansion Heaven's Ward and the existing expansion Stormblood with no restriction on playtime. And in fact, all right, so all right, memes aside, let's actually break this down. For those who want to play on the Xbox Series, you will be able to go ahead and join on March 21st. That is a Thursday. Why a Thursday? I'm sure someone out there can figure it out. I'm actually not sure why a Thursday. That seems kind of weird, but maybe I need more caffeine, and maybe I'm looking into it too much. Anyway, in any case, I'm now already sick of this. There we go, better. So, what is it gonna be? So, it's gonna be available, but it's also gonna be on the Xbox Game Pass. However, it looks like on the Game Pass, it is just gonna be the free trial. Square ain't no fool. Ain't no fool. We ain't letting you get free access on the Game Pass. They know they're only gonna get like 50 cents per person per month on that, and that ain't gonna pay for no server space. They'll let you go ahead and get the free trial. Why not? You know, for those of you who want to do that, I mean, go for it. And here's the best part. That's only available from March 21st until April 19th. And you do need Xbox Live Gold in order to play on the Xbox. I don't know what the tiers are of Xbox Live anymore, so I don't know if that's like the base tier, the high tier. I don't even know anymore. You'd think gold would imply it's like some mid or high tier. But the unfortunate thing is I know how marketing works, and for all I know, Xbox Gold literally could be just the baseline tier. That's just like $1 or something crazy like that. Just because they're all out there trying to make it seem like that you're not getting the short end of the stick. So that's gonna be going on. We'll expect in what is that? Is that 2 weeks? I think that is 2 weeks. In 2 weeks from when I'm recording this. Is today Thursday? It is Thursday. Okay. In 2 weeks. Just go ahead and expect this. Just expect that a bunch of Xbox boys are going to get in. Be prepared. In addition, we did get a notice that this upcoming Tuesday, or actually not this upcoming Tuesday, the Tuesday after the next, March 19th, is when we are going to be getting patch 6.58. Now, I did put down predictions in the past for what I expected from this based on history. And so far, it's actually looking like I am going to be completely 100% dead on the money. What I'm going to be expecting is for 6.58. There actually is one thing I already know I'm wrong on. Is that we are going to be expecting the Extreme Trial 7 to be moving to normal duty finder, no longer high-end content. You will now be able to exchange totems for the mount. So those of you who went ahead and killed the big Z 50 times, you can go ahead and get your mount. P12 and the normal mode will no longer have a weekly limit on the Anabasios blades. There is still a limit on those blades. You can only get one blade a week. You have to wait a month to get your 650 weapon. What the f? Why is that still a f***ing thing? You can get your relic weapon right the f now in like a couple of days. which is your best in fucking slot. But if you want to go ahead and get your 650 weapon, which at this point is literally just for glam, it's not for any type of gear progression ever, you have to wait 4 weeks or clear P10S. You have to clear a savage raid right now if you want a 650 weapon, or go ahead and do some dailies and get your frickin' relic weapon. What the fuck? Anyway, that's still mind-blowing, and expect that. Just expect that. It's gonna be there. Unabasio Savage now having the Echo. Well, they got the Echo last patch. This time around, we know it's gonna be the 15% Echo instead of the 10% Echo. Thalia lockouts will be removed, so you can go ahead and get that 650 gear, or more importantly, you can get your coin, your Thalia coin, in as many times as you want. So you can go upgrade your 650 tome gear to 660 and get max item level. Divine Shine will now be buyable with the Alliance Raid coin, which will upgrade your 650 weapon into a 660 one. The only reason you're doing this is to get that glam weapon dyeable. That is literally it. Just go ahead. If you want actual gear progression, if you're actually looking for that, go get your relic weapon. It's crazy easy this time around because the team was so bloody lazy when designing the whole relic grind thing this time around. That's laughably easy. And also the weapon design this time around was very, very lazy. I'll get to that in another video entirely. Because man, that is a rant and a half. And then, as I predicted, a new Crystalline Conflict season will begin, so expect PvP tweaks. I don't know what these PvP tweaks are going to be. We'll just see. That is what we're expecting out of this patch on March 19th. And then finally, this store mount was launched. I want to talk about this for a minute, okay? This thing, I knew this was a mount in the game for about 4 months, maybe 3. This was data mined incredibly early, and I normally don't seek out data mines. I don't like to spoil myself on everything, but one Discord caught wind of this because they do look at that sort of stuff, saw this and went, whoa, that is an insane and we all thought the same thing. It's going to be a store mount. We all expected it was going to be a store mount, but we expected for like the Fan Fest, which would have made sense. You're riding a crescent moon in the expansion about the moon. That would have made total sense. I mean, this would have done great as a reward for anything, which then raises another question. From a business standpoint, all right? From a business standpoint, you are currently looking at one of the biggest content droughts out there, with everyone saying there is nothing to do. And then on top of that, you have an entire segment of new content that is ignored, straight up ignored, in that of Criterion Dungeon, not Variant. Variant is still not totally ignored, but still kind of ignored. Just because, there's still glams there and whatnot, and it's still, decent casual content. Anyone can pick it up and do it, and it's still kind of interesting. But the Criterion Dungeons, the supposedly EX difficult level content, but is closer to an early Savage in the way it's structured. Nobody wants to do it. There's no rewards. There's no reason to do it. There's barely a reason to do the latest one, and that went ahead and took your tome weapon and upgraded it another step beyond. Why? Why wasn't this just like made an achievement and then just said, you know what? You want this mount? Clear all 3 criterions. Or you could have gone extra hardcore and then said, oh, here's what you could have done. Okay. You could have made 2 of these. Could have made 1 white no glow. Make that the achievement for doing for clearing all 3 criterions. Then made this one the yellow with the glow as the reward for clearing all 3 criterion savages. Because it's dead content. It was dead on arrival. No one wanted to do it. The only people who did it were pretty much the content creators and the people who wanted to give it a fair shot, just to say, yeah, we did it. Here's what it's like. Don't bother. It would have been a slam dunk. And before you go, oh, but they need their $24. What's more valuable? $24? Or keeping people around who might have considered unsubbing, subbed in to keep their $13 a month locked in for a couple more months, continuing to play the game. From a business standpoint, doing what I said, actually having this be acquirable in game, financially would have made more sense. It would have brought attention to a section that is hilariously ignored, and would have given more to do in what is right now an expansion that is looked at as just having nothing to do during the end game. But you know, what do I know? But in any case, that's gonna do it for me. If you like this content, want to see more like it, go ahead and I was about to say give a follow. Please like and subscribe. We're on YouTube. I swear I know the difference between YouTube and Twitch. But you should go ahead and follow me on Twitch too, twitch.tv/EagleFalcon. Take care, and I hope you have a good morning. I'm gonna go get some more coffee. I don't drink coffee. Today makes me feel like I should drink coffee.